The Hamilton Tiger Cats face the Edmonton Eskimos in the East semifinal on Sunday. I'm here with the Spec Steve Milton. And Steve, we're filming this inside today because it's too windy to film it outside.
Too windy to do anything outside, almost.
Well, and I wanted to talk about that because of all the things that could potentially affect this game, wind and weather is one of them.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, when it was windy in the last couple of years with Edmonton here, they didn't do as well into the wind. It should, given that the Ticats have now had a chance to practice with the wind going hard south and hard north, back-to-back days, whatever way it turns out, and we know it's going to be windy on Sunday. We just know it is at this time of year. Could be a home field advantage. You could say, well, it's been a home field advantage for them all the time, obviously, because they get to play in it more than anybody else, but things make a difference in one game.
A couple of factors I think the Ticats need to take into consideration. One is the fact that they're going with some Canadians at spots where they haven't in the last few weeks. Brandon Revenberg is going to start at right tackle, a rookie. That's a big ask when he goes up against defensive ends like Marcus Howard and Odell Willis.
Yeah, and not just because he's a rookie, Drew, but because he hasn't played tackle that much. How much has he played there? Maybe a game and a half, right?
This is his second start.
So and then he has had a couple of spot shifts during games in there. Tells you how valuable, first of all, he is as a player. But secondly, it is a big, big ask, especially when you're going against people like that. They're going to be highly motivated. They won the Cup last year. Now they're in fourth place and have to play on the road. It's a great big ask, and it's because of the injuries elsewhere. And I mean, it really probably came down to the Fantuz injury, really, that started, the dominoes. They have Steven back. And that's a big thing, Courtney Steven, because that's where the previous problems started with the domino effect in the Canadian team in the previous 4 or 5 weeks. So, we're going to be watching this real closely in those positions.
The other factor, I think, the other X factor is Zach Collaros, who looked so good when he came back from his knee injury, and then has not looked as good of late. If he plays well, that's a significant advantage. If he doesn't, I'm not sure the Ticats have a chance in this game.
I would say I am sure that if he doesn't play well, they don't have it. And playing well is a function of two things. Zach Collaros is one of them, and the people around him. They have to get him time. To go back to what you said previously, they're going with 4 Canadians on the line. They've eschewed that basically in the 4 years here. They've always felt that they should be a little stronger tackle, but maybe Revenberg is that guy, and it buys them strength somewhere else, particularly at receiver. I think Zach has looked very, very good in practice this week. But as we've said, and as Simone Lawrence so eloquently pointed out this week, their transition from practice to the first 20 minutes of a game has been not great most of the year.
Steve, the Ticats are underdogs in this game.
Yep.
They are 3-point underdogs at home. They are not enjoying the support of fans or pundits across the league. I think Ticat fans are cautiously optimistic, but largely based on history. And the fact that under Austin, this team has found a way. Can they do it on Sunday?
They can. A lot of things have to go right, and a large percentage of the things that have to go right. I mean, we did something, 10 things, and you usually do your 5 keys to victory. I would say on 5 keys to victory, probably whatever you choose on that, probably 4 have to go right. The 10 things that we talked about early in the week, 6 or 7 of those have to go right, whether it's Speedy making a big run back, those kinds of things. There's some wild cards here. Collaros, he's not necessarily a wild card, but I think this year he is because of the injury factor. And as you said, there's been kind of 2 parts to his season. How's he going to do? As I say, he's practiced extremely well this week. I love the way his arm is looking right now. If the guys can get open, and Speedy Banks, he's another wild card in this game.
Make sure you check out 3 Down Nation for a full preview of this game. And make sure you check us out on Sunday. We'll be here, and however it turns out. Reporting for the Hamilton Spectator with Steve Milton, I'm Drew Edwards.